Battle stations. Battle stations. Man is spotted, bearing 335, hot. Welcome, Commanders. This is Kazzik with another Carrier Command 2 video. Today we'll be covering the vehicle loadout screen. We'll start with surface vehicles, so click S1 and then click Select Chassis. The bottom of the screen shows the 4 different units and your carrier's current quantity of each. If you mouse over them, you will see their basic role, health, armor, and weight. Note that all ground vehicles have 400 health, but their armor and weight varies. The weight, including all attached weapons and utilities, does not count against the carrier's limit when configured in a slot or deployed. For our demonstration, I'm going to pick 2 of each, with seals and walruses at the bottom, then bears, and lastly the heavy resupply mules. When you initially pick a chassis for a bay, their health starts at 1 and heals 1 point every 2 seconds. Since it takes over 13 minutes to heal ground units to full health, select all the chassis immediately and get that rolling. For seals and walruses, there is a large attachment slot which offers 30mm, 40mm, 20mm CWIS, IR missile launchers, virus bots, observation cameras, and radar. You will note that the ammunition available on the carrier is listed underneath each one of these turrets and missile launchers. When you select something that uses ammunition, it will immediately start loading that ammunition. Additionally, there are 2 utility slots, front and back. Those slots can take an actuated camera, IR countermeasures, sonic pulse generators, and 2 different types of smoke launchers. Note the 3 bars that are beside each unit. The left one is health, the center is fuel, and the right is ammunition for that current loadout. You see the symbol of the red blinking light on the S1 unit indicates that we do not have enough ammunition for the current loadout on the carrier. Units will not launch without a full fuel and current ammunition load for that unit. They will launch with less than full health. The Bear is the heavy platform that only has 3 weapon types. It's got a 120mm artillery gun and 200mm cannons, a heavy and a battle. The utility slots are side-mounted but otherwise the same as seals and walruses. The last vehicle is a support vehicle only and has no direct weapons itself. The mule has 6 bays that can be configured to act as a mobile resupply for your other ground units. In addition to the ammunition types that are listed here, it also has fuel, missiles, and deployable droid options. Note the ammo types actually will list the carrier's current quantity of those ammo types, and in parentheses it will tell you how many each bay will hold for resupply. One side note about the deployable droids is they will not get resupplied if you actually deploy them, and they are basically low health, fairly good offensively units to be used in a pinch. We're using Thumblegudget's AWACS with UI Enhancer mod, and that makes the Albatross the premier eyes in the sky. The center slot holds the AWACS system. The nose unit holds either a gimbal camera or a 30mm gimbal gun. It also has 4 weapons pylons, and those can be loaded with 20mm cannons, rocket pods, light, medium, and heavy bombs, IR missiles, laser missiles, AA missiles, TV-guided missiles, torpedoes, noisemakers, countermeasures, and external fuel tanks. With 40 health, no armor, and no utility slots, you're definitely going to want to keep these out of harm's way, but at least they will heal to full health in under a minute and a half. The fast attack jet is the Manta. It is slightly more sturdy with 80 health and 4 armor, and it will be fully ready in just over 2.5 minutes. It has the same gimbal options as the Albatross, with either a camera or a gun. It also has 2 utility slots for defensive systems, consisting of the IR countermeasures, sonic pulse generator, and both types of smoke launchers. The 5 weapon pylons of the Manta are identical otherwise to the weapon pylons for the Albatross. In fact, all aircraft use the same weapon pylon setups. The Razorbill is a light rotorcraft with low health and no armor, just like the Albatross, but at least it is light, small, maneuverable, and has 2 utility slots for defenses. 2 weapon pylons doesn't seem like much, but in the hands of a skilled operator, a Razorbill with 20mm autocannons will make short work of most any ground unit. The Petrel is by far the healthiest of the airframes at 160 health, and 4 armor will help offset the fact that it is bigger, slower, and has no defensive systems. It has a gimbal camera option, just like the Albatross and the Manta, and 4 weapon pylons that you can load out however you see fit. Now that you've loaded up some vehicles, it's time to go blow some things up. Something to keep in mind, once your vehicle loadouts screen is filled, if you try to recover a unit that is out, it won't. I've got an Albatross flying around that's low on fuel. I can tell it to land, but it will never land because there's no base for it to occupy. There's no notification for this other than the fact that it just won't ever land. So you're going to have to be aware and conscious of the fact that you could have replaced it once it was launched. Basically, to rectify the situation, go in and take off one of the units that's in a slot, freeing up a space, and it will land to take that slot. Doesn't matter which slot that it was launched from, it'll take an open slot. When a unit has been selected for deployment or is being recovered, it will start to flash, as you see A2 is flashing here. You cannot access it until it's fully recovered and back in its bay. I appreciate your attention, and good hunting.